Good evening.
Oh, I'm so city.
Good evening, everyone. It is the effects of COVID-19 on the family. Welcome, welcome, one and all. Welcome, welcome everyone. Take this time to like up and share up. Invite your family and friends to join in the discussion this afternoon. We are speaking about socialization. Like it up, share it up.
I just want to wine out all over you. In front of me is the perfect view. I's action man and I come to do. With your bumper push out so. Girl, let me take it slow. Cause I ain't trying to love you.
Top up with Burn Team anywhere and anytime for both digital and B-Mobile. Top up yourself, a family member or friend using online banking in the comfort of your home. Just click on our WhatsApp button and say the word. For more info, visit our Facebook page. Top up with Burn Team, where it's safe, easy and convenient.
So today's topic is socialization. It's the effects of COVID-19 on the family. Yes, the blueprint. Good afternoon, Chantal Myers. I guess this is Verena's sister on the inside. Guess I'm right. Hi, Sadell. So, Sadell is one of our youth, yes, and he was inside something that you all will hear about lately. A little later on today, we're going to speak about it as well. You know? Yes. So we are bringing the family back, the community back. Yes. So it's the effects of COVID-19 on the family, the blueprint, and today's topic is socialization. So let's hear from you all. Just share up the live, invite your family, invite your friends to join in on the discussion. Yes,
So
we have a lot of
good
experience.
evening to each and every one of you. And welcome to the effects of COVID-19 in the family. Want to say good afternoon to Shamika James. How are you going,
Good
Shamika? I want to say good
afternoon.
afternoon.
I'm doing quite fine. Yes, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. And we also have Verena on the inside.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all are doing fine.
Yes. So this evening, people, we are going to discuss socialization. That's the topic. And we will go into one aspect of socialization in more detail, which is socializing, right? But before we get into that, we're going to really discuss what socialization is, what's the meaning of it, and how it is we can cope during this pandemic, because we know it's not over. It's really not over, and it will affect us even when it is so called over, right? And things may get back to some sort of normalcy. There will still be effects, the after effects, or like an earthquake, it have aftershock. That's why we're having this show in terms of learning how to cope, learning how to even manage our finances, and how to really go through this pandemic without too much negativity, but more positivity, learning from this whole experience. That's what it is about, and bringing families and communities together. So we have Celeste from Tobago on the inside. Yes, it's been a while, Celeste. So welcome back, and welcome to the effects of COVID-19 on the family, the blueprint, because I think this is your first show since we started this program. Yeah. So the question is, what is socialization? And Verena, what do you define socialization as?
Well, I look at socialization as the way we interact with each other
Mm-hmm.
on a social level, right? Not just in work and so on, but it's extra activities that you'll do after work. If it's a hobby that you like, for kids, it's playing and interacting, on a one-on-one level or in a group. So that's basically what I think socialization is.
Yes. Yes, socialization is actually a lifelong process, because through every stage of our lives, we actually learn what are the norms, what are the values that are expected of us at each and every stage of our lives. So when we are a child, there are some certain things that are expected of us. So that will be the primary level of socialization. And then we go into the adolescent, teenage stage. And so that way we will be going to school and, meeting up with other persons. And then we get into the world of work, where it is, on a more professional level. And then we have all these other agents. So it's a whole, and then there's re-socialization where we may be accustomed to one particular group, and then we may enter into another country or a different area in our country, another village, another city, and we start to learn the norms and the values of that particular group or that particular area. And what I really think with COVID-19, now we have to actually re-socialize, because before the norm was not to wear masks and wash hands and sanitize on a regular basis. So, I mean, we had to re-socialize in that aspect, right? And so socialization is really a lifelong process where it is we learn the norms and values of a particular culture or community. So it is lifelong. And I want you also to know that it is okay to re-socialize, because we may have, new views, new belief systems, and things may change. And we are in a era of change right now, where we are experiencing a pandemic, most of us for the first time, right, Verena? I don't know if you experienced anything that I did not experience, but I think for each and everyone, even Mike, who has been here a little bit longer than us, Mike, that this is the first time you've ever experienced something like this.
No, actually, no,
No. So what did you experience?
Well, remember, coming from the UK, coming here is a whole completely different ball game. In the UK, when it comes to the socialization during that pandemic, at that time, was a completely shut down. You couldn't socialize with anybody. The only person you could socialize with is when you go to work.
Okay, so what pandemic did it have in the UK? Because I know we're talking about the worldwide. First time we are experiencing the COVID-19, except for those who are over the age of 100 and would have experienced the Spanish influenza, because that was the last pandemic that it had, right?
Yeah.
The Spanish influenza. But I mean, like, for now, this COVID-19 pandemic, it is the first time every one of us is actually experiencing something like this, right? And, when we look at the family and with in terms of re-socializing, because when it is children go back out to school face to face, wearing masks is going to become a norm for quite some time. And we have to prepare our children to deal with that. It is very hard, right? So children with and without disabilities, and when persons may have, some challenges, whether it's asthma or some sort of breathing problem, or they are claustrophobic, because, keeping a mask on your face on whole day, it is very, very much challenging. I must say kudos to the frontline workers, all the nurses, doctors, security officers, police officers, all those, you all know yourselves, who wear masks whole day, those working in the grocery, right? Kudos
especially
to you,
those COVID nurses, though. Those COVID nurses can't move their mask at all,
No,
so they, for whichever hours they on work there, it has to remain on their faces. It does not move.
Yes.
Like, sometimes we could take a little breather and put it back, but they can't.
Yeah.
What about when the students go back out to school? When it comes to that?
Well, even now, so in terms of that, even now where they had to go out to write exams, parents would have had to prep their children, explain to them what is expected of them when they go out there. When it's time to write exams, those writing CXC and K, right? They had to wear their masks. We would have seen that, the news reporters. Of course, they go out there, take the videos, and to show the process. And We never went through that whole process of having to
No.
make that whole long line, wait to wash hands, check temperature, then they have to make sure that they do not clutter together to have no type of conversation. You can even lie after and ask how I find the exam was, It's really drop off.
There's a lot of anxiety.
Yes. So I think it would have put some more stress on the students, especially those writing SCA, right? So parents, I urge you all, when results do come out, right? Please, it is not the end of the road. SCA is not the first exam, nor is it the last exam, and it doesn't determine where your child will be in the future, right? Because having to do exams in this timing, for some, I know some students, children, they would have been coping very, very well with online learning, right? Good afternoon. So we want to welcome Kyla Mitchell. She's on the inside, right? Now, we are talking about the re-socialization, Kyla. So, Kyla, since you're on, Kyla is a young woman. She's also a student, right? And one of the things in terms of re-socializing is that we are now in the era, really, really now in the era of online learning. So, Kyla, can you share with us how has online learning, been for you?
Frustrated.
Yes, so for Kyla, it has been frustrating, right? And explaining to our students, what it is like, the etiquette, online etiquette, right? It is very, very challenging to be online. Very challenging.
Oh, I'm so city.
Yes. So welcome back, one and all. Welcome back, welcome back. So today we are discussing the topic of socialization, and we are actually now discussing re-socialization, where wearing masks, washing hands, social distancing, online learning has become the new norm. And socialization, for those of you who are now joining in, is a lifelong process of learning norms and values of the society, the community that you belong to. So this is our new norm, right? So Kyla was just telling us that online learning is frustrating. It has been frustrating for her, right? So we see that Chantal, she's saying that online learning has its advantages and disadvantages. Yes, it definitely does. So we have Verena, who is a mother of 3, and she can share her experiences of what online learning is. What you will say some of the advantages are, and what are some of the disadvantages?
Well, some of the advantages. Well, my kids are in the kindergarten phase, right? All 3 of them. So for me, the one-on-one aspect that they get from me, the direct attention, they get that individual attention every time they do their work, right? In the regular classroom, you won't have that. You'll have groups, you'll have the entire class coming together. And that is a disadvantage for them in the online learning because they don't get to socialize and form part of groups and work together and cooperate. So they're missing out on that aspect. But they are also getting the one-on-one from you, which helps them to strengthen themselves academically. But they're missing out, and I find that part needs to be developed more. Another advantage of online learning is that, well, I don't think it's so much of an advantage now when I think about it. But the teachers get to give the students more work then. They cover more work over the period of time, right?
Okay.
But some persons are left disadvantaged because of that, because maybe they can't pick up too much, or their parents are there to support them, to give them that support. So they are being left behind. While some children, well, yeah, they're picking up, the teacher going fast, everything running smooth on their end. But the ones who don't have access, they are being left behind. So that's a disadvantage.
Yes, definitely. Right. So that would have been, I mean, having online learning now, it is an advantage to some, because we know that some students are actually, you know, more successful. They are adjusting really well, and, you know, they have less distractions. That's for some. But then we have the case where some of our students, they do not have access to internet. They do not have access to devices. So that definitely will affect our youth, right? Who is now in the age of where they know they are learning, that part of life where they are now learning and they have exams to write. And some persons are now building their career, right? So that is definitely a disadvantage for some. Now, for teachers, it is also a re-socialization process, especially for those who have not been, you know, practicing anything online or doing any type of services online. Even for me, I had to now go to, I now had to go to counseling online, and now I will say it is totally different because they're not there face to face with the person. You may not, if it have a glitch in the internet, it might miss a body language or a change in the tone because the internet connection dip, right? So those are some of the challenges that you may experience. And we have Mr. Coffee on the inside. He's thanking everyone for being on the inside. Yes, right? So, I mean, that is really, really tough. And for parents, it is tough as well because, I mean, the parents who are working, school would have been a daycare, school would have been a place where you drop off your children in order to get the learning something there, and then you pick them up after, or they go straight home after, whatever the case is. Now they don't have that. They have to look for somebody to now look after their children, for those who are working. And thankfully, we are now seeing that the things are opening back up for those who listen to the conference this afternoon. Things are now starting to open back up slowly but surely, right? Good afternoon, Miss Olufemi. So, Miss Olufemi, can you tell us one of the things that, you know, in terms of online learning, because that's one main thing here and everybody talking about is this online learning. How has it affected your son? Do you think he's doing much better, or you think that he's missing out on having that face-to-face interaction in school? And good afternoon, Mr. Waylon Thornhill. Yes, so we are discussing socialization. Now we have different agents of socialization, so we can maybe go to a little quick break, and when we come back, we will discuss the agents of socialization.
Oh, so city.
Everybody,
Yes, people, and we are back on the inside. Yes, so today's topic is socialization, right? And for those of you all who are now joining us, this program is the effects of COVID-19 on the family, the blueprint. Yes, so welcome for all of you all who are now looking on Burn Team and Radio Irie Titi. Welcome. Yes, so we are going to talk about the agents of socialization. So we have agent, which is the family, right? And we know that this whole program is all geared towards family. Then, of course, we have the community in which we live in our neighborhood. We also have school, we have work, we have religion. Yes, that is definitely another thing because even this evening on the conference, I hear people asking, when are churches reopening? Right? So some persons are wondering when they can get back out there. And I mean, during this pandemic, we had a lot of holidays that would have been religious based, right? So we go into the comment section. So Miss Olufemi is saying, I think he is at a disadvantage as most kids with no supervision, without a classroom setting or a constant guardian, kids will be kids. They would not focus on work. Right. So now working, with persons with disabilities, we have things such as ADHD and ADD, and just sometimes being a child, you don't really want to be full. You have no supervision. Once you have no supervision, it's like, let me do my own thing. Yeah, so that is definitely a disadvantage for some. And she's also saying, I watched my niece sit through an entire session, and after it was done, she didn't understand a thing. Now, I think that online, yes, communication is lacking. So, and that is a disadvantage. So, for the teachers that now have to adjust to this platform, they may not be able to engage their students as they normally would in a face-to-face setting. So, Kyla, as a student, do you think are there any of the teachers that was able to capture your attention online?
Yes, miss.
Yes, yes. Okay. So will you say it was in the majority or the minority?
The minority.
The minority. Okay. So we know that in this time, and we have teachers who are more who would have been in the system so long, so that on this technology thing really wouldn't work, right? Because now they have to adjust, just like the students. They have to adjust. It have some students too that are not tech savvy. So if it is they not tech savvy, their parents not tech savvy, or even a sibling that's not tech savvy, it is going to be much more challenging. And on top of that, persons who have challenges such as ADHD, autism, some disability that will not contribute to them focusing. Now, I have seen some of the students who do have ADHD performing a bit much better because they have less distraction in terms of the classroom setting, where if it is they are normally a mischievous person, I like to poke at others, and they're right there to interfere with. That is it. They're easily distracted. So I've seen some of the students flourish during this time with online learning. So Kyla said it has some teachers that had her engaged and some that did not have her engaged. Right? So like right now, Kyla she's maybe checking out who had her engaged. I hope that I had Kyla engaged. I really do hope so.
Well, it's about.
I always enjoy your class though. So.
Yes, so I have a class that you have no choice but to be engaged. It's like you have no choice.
Exactly. Everybody will be anticipating your class. So.
Yes, you have no choice but to be engaged, people. And parents, I want you to actually take this time. Some of you all, maybe home, you may be frustrated, right? But, take this time to speak to your child, pay attention to them. You may not have been spending much time with them at all. And I want to refer to one of the students, she did a poetry matter, and she said, this is a good time in her poem to spend more time with the family. That's an advantage of COVID-19, where families are now able to spend more time with each other, right? So we have Ms. Olufemi saying throughout the whole session also, not one student asked a question or made a comment. Teacher was just talking right through. Now that
You have to have plenty of that.
it's a see. Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes, you see, some teachers or some people don't know how to adjust to the system. So they think that the
yes.
online classroom, you could bring the regular classroom into the online classroom, and it's not so. It has to have some changes in order to engage students and ensure that the learning process is continued. So,
yes, if they're not asking, I am asking questions, because
me too.
I mean they can simply take off their camera, they can just mute their mic and leave you, let you be. And what sense does it make you talking? It means that you like hearing yourself. That's what I will say. If it is you talking throughout the whole class, it means that you just like to hear yourself. And that is a no. No, you need to hear the students, because then they will know what they understand from what it is they don't understand.
And
so even if
the disadvantage of like not being interacting with your students is that parents could do the work for the student, and the student could be performing well. You looking good as a teacher, but when they come back out in school, it's a different story.
A different story. Even if it is a do a little assessment, is a whole different story. And if it is you, that's how you have to gauge in terms of education. And we're going to have a whole discussion on education on one of the programs, right? Because I mean, when it's time to get back out there in September, whether it's a blended learning where you have some face-to-face and some online, we really need to be able to cope and adjust with it. Right? So Kyla,
yes,
tell the people what class you do with me. So somebody was asking, what class is that class?
Forget the name now.
Kyla plain, she don't want to say it. It have some students, they don't like to talk about what the class is.
Yes.
So the class is comprehensive sexuality education. Right? So that's where they learn about their human rights, sexual and reproductive rights. You learn about, the whole reproductive system, sexually transmitted diseases, and so forth. Gender-based violence, that type of thing. Right? So it's really a whole learning, and I do learn from my students as well. And I think that's the best part of, being in the education system, where it's not the teacher just talking and giving whatever information they have, but you're also learning from your students. Yes, so let's go to a break and we will be right back.
Top up with Burn Team anywhere and anytime for both digital and Be Mobile. Top up yourself, a family member or friend using online banking in the comfort of your home. Just click on our WhatsApp button and say the word. For more info, visit our Facebook page. Top up with Burn Team, where it's safe, easy and convenient.
Yes, so we are back.
Yes, we are. So we are talking about the effects of COVID-19 on the family. Socialization is the word for today. And we, discussing how it's so many things that we can discuss about socialization. So it's like really a lot. And like right now, it's online learning, that re-socialization of, you know, what's happening right now is just re-socialization. Yeah, with online
And working
learning,
from
with
home.
working from home. Oh gosh, don't even talk about that. Working from
Pressures.
home, especially if you have children, I
Yes.
suppose.
Oh,
Yes.
that is another thing.
Yes, Verena. So share with us more about that. Any parents working from home on the live, tell us what has your experience been working from home, whether you have children or not. What is it really like?
So for me, let me share. Kids don't know about those boundaries, right? Mommy at work, so I shouldn't interrupt her. No matter how much times mommy will say, well, I'm going to work now. Only if it have an emergency, come and tell me. The kids don't
Yes.
really understand that. Mommy is here, and once mommy is here, I need to get her attention for whatever reason. And they will come and they will interrupt.
Hmm.
So it is
Right.
very challenging managing your work from home and then going to take care of your kids, especially around my children's age, which is between 5 to 8. Right? They always need you, always want
Right.
something. And it is a challenge, especially let's say if you're a teacher and you have to do face-to-face classes. A lot of times your students are going to be interrupted, or your kids will come in and say hi to the class and all of that. So, it's a real challenge, but you have to learn how to manage your children. So you have to have them
Yes.
engaged while you are doing your work and, keep constantly talking and training them.
One
Right
of the,
now it's
one of the
easier. Everyone's
yeah, one of the
everyone's experience will be
listeners
different.
Yeah, one of the listeners is saying,
Yes.
Shika,
Yes.
Rosalind Reed, all the way in Tobago. She's saying, my son said he hates it because it's boring and hard
Yes.
when it
Yeah, I
comes
Yes.
to
can relate
online.
to that.
Yes.
Yes.
I
And
can
it all
relate to that.
depends on the
Yes.
teachers too. It depends on the teachers and the
Yes.
teacher's
It all depends on the
ability to
teachers. So
to
we,
shift the
yes,
dynamic.
into yeah. So let's go to the comment section. We have Miss Olufemi saying, I also think it should be mandatory to have students keep their cameras on. That would help in communication and instilling some discipline. Now I have, well, it's online for me whole day, all day, every day, Monday to Friday. So the thing with leaving their cameras on, so sometimes it's not that the student does not have their cameras on. Sometimes it's just when you have so many students on the system and they may have on their camera, but on your end it's showing that they don't have their cameras on, right?
The delay.
And that's what, yes, so it have a
The
delay. It's
internet.
only when they speak, then they may see it. Sometimes they drop off the feed really because of poor internet connection. So Makeda is also saying working from home is more convenient personally. You can manage your chores and work. And she's also saying, I don't have young kids, so I don't have that problem. But then I guess she's speaking about coming in the room and harassing you
Yeah, so
and
she could
saying
plan
mommy
her
and
work around.
interrupting the class. Yes.
And then
Right?
you're
So yes,
having to
for
cook
some
for them on your
persons,
hour lunch.
yes, so sometimes it is convenient for some. I mean, and that's where time management comes in. Time management in terms of you may decide, okay, so let's do like if you're really going out to work now, get up, cook as you normally would, right? Have the children get up early because sometimes what I realize, because they are home and they know they don't have to get up and travel, they decide that they're going to stay up late and watch movies and talk to the friends and play games. So when it's actually class time to get up in the morning is hard for them to get up, right? Everybody have their different reasons why it is they may have problems sleeping in the night, right? So that's a whole
But
other discussion.
due to this lockdown, it's a lot of sleepless nights though.
Yes, so it depends on your responsibilities, your stress level. So remember, we spoke about stress before, and when it is you are stressed out about, how we're paying bills, there are persons who are studying and working at the same time. Some persons do not have that family support, right? Some persons have fear of even getting COVID itself. So all these things will keep you up late in the night, right? So it's just to learn how to really cope with it and try not to be fearful. You know that fear, we spoke about fear and anxiety. You want to really try to focus on the positive and what is real, right? The probability of someone, getting COVID, me getting COVID. I don't even if I get COVID and move along with life. I have no idea, right? But in terms of getting really sick, I think if it is, once it is you are healthy and you practice, you're exercising, you're eating as healthy as you can. I mean, have no fear. If it is you don't have any underlying illnesses, you want to be less fearful. You have a higher chance then of not contracting COVID-19, right? So your likelihood of getting it is very, very low. So you want to look at the positive side of things. Here's what am I healthy? Right? Although it had persons who may have been gymming and saying they're eating healthy and they still got COVID, right? But look at you. I am healthy, young, and strong. Positive affirmations work in those aspects as well when fear and anxiety steps in. So it's a practice it, say it over and over. And as we say, stay connected and surround yourself with positive people so that positive energy will surround you as well. Yeah? So, yes, working from home, doing online classes, it is challenging, right? And that's where that time management, I think time management really plays an integral role in helping us to cope. Yeah, so we'll go to a short break and we will be right back.
So yeah, you're locked on to the effects of COVID in a family. The Blueprint with Shamika James. Well, it's a good afternoon to everybody, all right?
Step too hard, my lord. Wind your waist and come. Roll up your waist, how you swing that drum. I want to hold on the waist and jam. Tell them you know that we having fun. When you see me, hit me nice. Just give me some cup with ice. My friend and them feeling right. Oh Lord, we in paradise. When you see me, hit me good. We come from the bad boy hood. And people that treat you good. Yo. Party bucket shot already.
So we are back. We are back. We are back.
Yes, yes, yes. So conversation is going really nice, right? So we discuss work, we discuss school, right? Those are two things that we discuss as, those are two agents of socialization. And we also have religion. So, is there anyone on the live that is missing, that interaction in, in church and in mass at the temple? How, anyone on the live, how is that for you? How is online service going? Right? I do not know if it have anyone that locks on to any online services, but it is now a changed persons, and now some people try to do a little, they try their best. How it have the private desk, it have some persons holding private services, right? And that is a reality right now, right? And then in terms of, and we also, so we discuss work, we discuss school. Religion, we know that persons, everything is online, the services must be online, but we still have persons holding a little something on the side, right? And then we have the media. The media plays a very integral role in how it is we are actually dealing with COVID-19, right? So we're talking about mass media, whether it's social media, whatever type of media that you listen to. So, what has been Kyla, the youngest on the live right now? Kyla, do you think that you are spending more time on the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, since COVID-19 has started?
Well, right now, at the moment, I try to limit down on it. Notice I came off of WhatsApp. I don't really be on
Mm-hmm.
Messenger. Because
Okay,
it's
so what?
frustrating. It is frustrating.
All right, so what is the reason for coming off of WhatsApp? Because that's what, and WhatsApp is in a way really get to communicate a lot. So what would have been your reason for coming off of WhatsApp?
Eh?
What's your reason for coming, just coming off WhatsApp?
I have no reason. I just feel for a little change.
Okay, okay. So Kyla is saying that she felt for, a little change. Right? Now, when it is
And
we
then,
spoke
and then
about,
to,
mm-hmm,
WhatsApp is just like Messenger.
okay,
So
okay,
it's like yeah, interacting basically with the same people. Most of my people that I had that not I interact on is my teachers, but other of my friends and stuff, but most on Messenger and stuff. So it wasn't like I was missing anything.
right, right. Okay, so we have Miss Olufemi. Sometimes I'm a part of the service, but when I'm not, I hardly ever view. So Miss Olufemi is only maybe when she's singing, because earlier on we had What You're Cooking. So for those of you who are locked on right now, we have a lot of things that happen on the weekend. So Friday, 6 p.m., we have Real Talk Live. And then on a Saturday morning, we have What You're Cooking. And What You're Cooking is a whole different kind of vibe, right? And, yesterday, she would have shared that, she actually sang the wrong hymn and this wrong psalm in a service.
Oh
So Miss
shucks.
Olufemi, when she's singing, she's definitely a part of the service. She's very much present, right?
Yeah.
So yes, some persons, the online service will not, just as with online learning school, it may not feel the same, right? Some people, so that's where we're going to talk about socializing, where it is we are interacting and engaging in activities, socializing, having fun. Most of the time when it's socializing, it's to have fun, to free up yourself. It's something that's supposed to be enjoyable and not stressful, right? And that aspect of socialization is what persons are missing out on right now. They are missing socializing. with their
Yeah.
family, with their friends, and even
Co-workers.
their co-workers, their classmates. So these children, they are missing out on interacting because they say, Miss, when I get back out there, I want to just run and hug up my friend. Right? So
Mhm.
you all imagine when it's a school really reopens, what the pressures we're going to face. And so
Yeah.
Mr. Olufemi
Yeah, but what about the
saying
beach?
sometimes I just forget it's Sunday and all.
But
Right?
what about the
So I mean,
beach?
cool. Yes, I
What about the
mean,
beach?
people, all of that. The beach, that is where people, friends and family, co-workers, they go to, right? They go to the beach, they go to the malls, they go to the cinemas. Now all these places are closed, right? So Mr. Olufemi is saying, because I home so often and staggered. So, I mean, it's like, it's just the days don't matter. If Monday fall on a Friday, Tuesday fall on a Thursday, however it fall, it's like whatever. You just have to remember if you have a job to do, you have to be present. I cannot forget the days of the week. Definitely cannot. So Miss Olufemi saying I was craving the beach just today. So even persons, it have persons who not even beach fans, they missing the beach too because the place so hot these days. You just wish if they had the opportunity to make that choice of going to the beach, right? Even though they may not be a beach lover or a river lover, or wherever it is they want to go to take a dip,
Mhm.
right? You're missing out on having that choice. You don't have that choice, right? So our choices have now been limited. So you only, and for those, and it's really a struggle because I mean, look, even now it have persons in some areas. You're thinking, okay, water, basic need, you're supposed to be getting it every day. Some areas they are not getting a regular supply of pipe-borne water, right? So when this is talking about washing your hands regularly, washing your clothes as soon as they come back from going out somewhere as you grocery, they even advise that persons wash their clothes immediately. Some persons don't have that luxury, right? Because there's no pipe-borne water. The place feeling
Exactly.
hot. You can't just say, well, I'm going to take a cold shower. Yeah, so when we come back, we're going to get into the socializing aspect of socialization and how it is we were able to socialize. Have we been able to really socialize during this pandemic? So let's go to a quick break and we will be right back.
So as I said, you're listening to the effects of COVID-19 in the family, the blueprint, and you're listening to Shamika James, our youngest social worker today, right? Today, right inside Radio IWTT. I want to say good afternoon to Lion, who's working behind the scenes and keeping things nice, running smooth, all right? So we'll be back in a short.
Hi, it's me, Charlene, and I'm here at Central Park Zoo, and you're watching Burn Team TV.
Top up with Burn Team anywhere and anytime for both digital and Be Mobile. Top up yourself, a family member or friend using online banking in the comfort of your home. Just click on our WhatsApp button and say the word. For more info, visit our Facebook page. Top up with Burn Team, where it's safe, easy and convenient.
Oh, so city.
When we come
So we are back.
Yes, we
Shamika.
are. Yes, we are back inside. So we're gonna get into socializing, how it is we interacting, doing activities during this pandemic. Now we went through different phases, right? So one of the phases that we went through was total lockdown. We even had the phase of curfew, which we are still currently in. We still have the curfew, right? And so there were times when it was still able, to go out to the restaurant, eat, all of that. But what about the times when you really couldn't go anywhere? So for the past what? It feel like I don't even know. It almost feel like a year. No, it's not even feeling like 2 months. But we have been under a state of emergency, right? Where the restaurants have been closed, beaches lock off, no outdoor exercises, no gym, right? So all those things taken away, right? So all we have is technology, and hopefully you have some internet, or you have family living nearby or friends living nearby. That's the only how some people making it, is because they have part of their circle is close by, where it is you could just go across by. So depends on the neighborhood that you are in, you might just be able to go across by the neighbor, right? You might be able to go across by your mommy or your daddy or granny, just to interact and catch up, right? That everybody don't have that luxury of just being able to go next door, as the saying goes. Right? So Miss Olufemi is saying, I still can't go nowhere. It is frustrating. Right? She said she used to look forward to Saturday. So Miss Olufemi, tell us, what about a Saturday you used to look forward to? Right? Saturdays we have Burn Team always doing something, eh? So socializing, a lot of person we see that they have the private sets because they're missing out on carnival, they're missing out on the clubs, because these are the places they're going to meet up. They're missing out on the beach, they're missing out on pool parties. So a lot of people would have attended some private sets, right? So Kyla, have you attended any private sets? You just need to say yes or no. You don't need to say where these sets were. But
No,
did you
but
attend any
I seen the early live before. What they cook. In the first part of the pandemic, I was having a ball.
You were having a ball.
Yeah.
All right.
She was having a ball. When she
Yes,
said she was having
so
a
Miss
ball,
Ola,
what do you mean by you
she
having a
was.
ball?
But I had pool lime and stuffy.
By
Was
you?
nice. No,
By oh,
no,
Gary and visit all you?
no.
Private zest.
Right? So when
Private
you're holding a
property.
private thing, right? Some people, what happened? They invite too many persons to a private party, and that is the problem. Right?
Exactly.
That is the problem. It ain't private. It wasn't private anymore. So when you're thinking,
It,
oh, it's private, and when it was just a whole crew
50
and crew upon
something.
crew
But
upon
but
crew.
but Shamika, when you look at today with weddings, you could only invite about 25 people to a wedding. You can't invite the
Well,
amount of
actually,
people to socialize again.
not right now.
I can't
Not
my
right
sister
now.
getting married. My sister
Good
getting married in
afternoon,
September,
Leah.
and I can't even go. There's only 5 people allowed.
Yeah. So right now it looks, but today the Prime Minister said that 5 persons can actually. That is the most. That is the group. Outdoor exercise, social distance. Cannot be more than 5 persons. So Miss Olufemi
Oh,
say burn team Saturdays. So on a Saturday it was gym time. Gym. We gymming on a Saturday. Even on a Sunday as well. But for her it would have been Saturday. So we have Leah Watts on the live. She said, honestly speaking, all the lockdown haven't done anything different to me. I'm naturally an introvert. I prefer being at home all day, every day. Hi, Verena. This is Miss Leah. So, Verena, that is that
yeah.
one of your? child's teachers on the live?
She taught all my kids in preschool.
Kids
So
One of the
so
best
we have a
preschool
teacher.
teachers you could find.
So we have a teacher on the line.
Nice.
Nice one. Good afternoon.
So we
Miss Leah.
have, see, those times when Trump had us in total lockdown, it was the worst. I have never binge watched so many series. And Miss Olufemi saying, yeah, first part of the pandemic, I cook all kind of thing I never tried before, like roti, paratha, doubles, pulori. Now I ain't feeling to do them thing again. And that's true,
And it's
people.
so true.
Yeah,
And
but you
Candy
know that-
Barber says the best time to get married. I agree with that. So all those,
And pregnant.
this is like, well, I don't know if they're the best time to get pregnant because they want people to, bless you with things for the baby and all of that, right?
I agree with
So I
Candy.
ain't gonna say
I
this-
agree with Candy. I agree with
Yes.
Candy. Yeah.
Yes, it's the best time for those who want to get married, who all the time they really try the thing real hard. They have the one that to spend plenty money on this wedding and all of that. For those who really want
Yeah.
a low budget
Yeah,
wedding,
because people coming to
now
eat
is
out
the
your
time.
food. Yeah, people.
Now is the
Zoom
time
man.
for the low budget.
Yeah.
So
Everybody
we're going to
on
go
Zoom
to
and
a
you're
quick
good.
break and come back, and we're going to continue on socializing. Yes, sir.
Yes. So you're locked on to Shamika James, and you're talking about the effects in the family, COVID-19 effects in the family, and you're dealing with socializing today. So good afternoon to all those who locked on. I see a lot of people locked on onto the Radio Irie page. Good afternoon to you, all right? Hope that you guys are enjoying it. Good night, actually.
Top up with Burn Team anywhere and anytime for both digital and Be Mobile. Top up yourself, a family member or friend using online banking in the comfort of your home. Just click on our WhatsApp button and say the word. For more info, visit our Facebook page. Top up with Burn Team, where it's safe, easy and convenient.
So yes, Shamika.
Oh, so city.
So yes, this is what we're talking about. We are discussing socializing. Shamika James, we have some people just locked on and enjoying the show. All right, so back at you.
Yes, so welcome back, everyone. Welcome to those of you who are now joining on. It is the effects of COVID-19 on the family, the blueprint, and the topic today is socialization. And we are now discussing one aspect of socialization, which is socializing, and the challenges of being able to socialize during the pandemic. Right. So where were we? So we had some people socializing. Socializing is the gym. Some people socialize at church, right? Because remember, we spoke about there are different agents of socialization, one being religion. So some persons, when it is they go to their various religious institutions, that's where they socialize. And then, of course, we have work. Sometimes people is just work home. So work becomes their place of socializing. And, of course, school for the children, right? School for the children.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, in the community, sometimes even, it have sports days when it's Easter. So Easter time,
Mm-hmm.
Christmas, it have some things, it was very, very much limited. And now, it like Mother's Day, Father's Day, people, it was really, really, really bad. I mean, because people look forward to, that is the time where it is actually spend time with their family on these occasions, whether it's Mother's Day, Father's Day, Indian Arrival Day, Chauta Baptist Day, whatever holiday comes up, that is the time they take to spend time with their relatives. New Year's Day as well, Christmas. All these holidays, that's when people really take the time to visit others. Yeah.
Lovers holiday.
Yeah.
Lovers holiday.
Well,
I lovers. Right? They may go to the beach. People have their year. Some people have their year planned out, all the activities that they can, be engaged in.
Traveling.
And they look forward to.
Some people just travel.
So
Yeah.
So all the activities that they were looking forward to, they were not able to look forward to it anymore. Carnival. Some persons were hoping.
Yeah,
oh,
what
they were
biggest
hoping to get a
socialization.
blind. That was definitely a no-no this year. And we have Emancipation Day coming up as well. There will not be any walking in the streets of Port of Spain to go to the Savannah, right? Because of COVID-19. So we have Candy Barbara. I became more of a house mouse, I guess. But I missed the okay. But how she becoming more of a house?
Yeah, she get embedded in the house. She can't move to go nowhere.
Yeah, well, true.
Yeah,
all right. But I miss the occasional. I know some people just become mouse, they say house mouse. But I miss the occasional limes, leisure time, and taking a trip overseas. I was deprived of juvie.
Yes.
Right? Now listen, people, the house bug. I know it had something that was extra she wanted to say. Yes.
Wow.
Right?
Me, myself too.
It never affected me much, because it was home, work, gym, and whatever little activity. Yes, we miss the outdoor, because at Burnty we do outdoor things as well, so we weren't able to go outdoor to do certain things.
I miss the beach.
I guess
I really miss that beach.
Yeah, some people really miss the malls. Some persons every weekend they may they look for certain activities to do. So then we would have had football club. Some persons going to the movies. Parents glad to carry whatever social club it would have been. Yeah, girls' night. All those things people are missing out on all the boats, right? Yes.
No jumping fence. Can't jump fence.
Yeah. Jumping fence.
Nice,
you alone know about that jumping fence, eh? People still jumping fence in this curfew.
The curfew stop people.
No, it's how people still jumping fence. It depends on the neighborhood that you are actually in, eh?
Yeah, but it depends on which fence you jump in. It's which fence you jump in.
And it depends on which fence you are jumping as well. Right? Some areas don't have much police patrol as others may have. Right? So it all depends on the area, the neighborhood that you belong to.
But guys,
so remember that the community and neighborhood is an agent of, right, socialization. So we have Miss Leah, saying, I miss the interaction with my babies. The fun projects, the laughs, graduation, yes.
Yeah, that's the teacher. Definitely. Nice one, Miss Leah.
Definitely.
So Shamika, let me ask you a question. When all of this is finally kind of settled down and quiet down, what is the advice to people now who have missed that socialization? What do you think should be done now? Should it be a hug up, a kiss up, or just a matter of shedding tears with each other because you haven't seen each other for a long time? What advice would you give people because I think it's going to settle down soon. And then most people will be able to socialize. What do you think people should do? Hug and kiss each other?
What I will say is do what works best for you. I will say do not let your guard down and learn from this experience. Right. Let this be a learning experience, right? In terms of persons who may have lost jobs, persons who have to close down their business, says, become more innovative, become creative, and do things to be better. Make you better, make a life that is better for your family. right? For yourself, And when we come back, we're gonna discuss more ways in which it is, in terms of moving forward. So we talk about re-socializing, right? And this will be a matter of re-socializing. I mean, some people will just go out there. All right, so Candy Barbara is saying, for me, it will be a gradual approach. Yes, gradual. Don't let your guard down, because some people saying, okay, so the Prime Minister say yes, some things opening back up, but it have people saying, hey, look out for a third lockdown. You understand? So
I say the same thing too.
right, so please, do not let your guards, that's what I will say, do not let your guards down. Yeah, so Mike, play a little music and we will be right back.
Nice one. So you're listening to the effects of COVID-19 in the family, the effects, the blueprint. And listen, we're talking about socialization. How could we cope with it after all of this is quiet down? And just tune in, share the like. All those on Radio IRE right now live, just share it, and have your say. So we're going to be right back. This is some music.
Hi, it's me, Charlene, and I'm here at Central Park Zoo, and you're watching Burn Team TV.
Top up with Burn Team anywhere and anytime for both digital and Be Mobile. Top up yourself, a family member or friend using online banking in the comfort of your home. Just click on our WhatsApp button and say the word. For more info, visit our Facebook page. Top up with Burn Team, where it's safe, easy and convenient.
Yes, people.
Oh, I'm so city.
So this is what we're talking about. We are back. Shamika, take it away.
Yes, we are. Yes. So we are now talking about one, how to move forward, right? But I will also say, because we still have to cope with it now, right? Things are really opening back as we really expected to. Cinemas are still closed. Beaches are still closed. It's only if you're going outside to exercise, take a walk, you could go with 5 persons. Churches are still closed, mosques, temples, those things are still closed. Right, so we have Miss Leah. She's saying, my big question is, when school reopens, how do we keep preschool age children and probably first and second year from interacting with each other or even keeping on their masks wholly? It's going to be a great challenge because they live on contact and socialization. And that is a very big question.
Very big.
Even for preschoolers, even for big people, it is hard. Yeah. So imagine for the little ones, right? They'll be like, miss, this mask, they even maybe saying, miss, you just see the mask off, and when they see their friends, they want to hug. Mm-hmm. The teachers, they want to hug their teachers. They want to hug
share
and
food,
kiss everybody.
Share drink.
Yes.
Most of them bringing gifts to the teachers, So like Miss Leah, she go get a whole chocolate or a whole maxi load of gifts.
Yes, it is going to be Now, I don't even know how to say we're going to deal with that, like really and truly. So the most that we can do, right, um, is try our best to make sure that we maintain a clean environment as best as possible. Make sure we can, I mean, if it is we were doing it before when the children were out there, let us continue to practice that hygiene, that good hygiene. Make sure that we keep the environment clean as best as possible. Encourage. They will be glad to play in the water. Children like to play in water, so they won't have no problems with washing their hands.
Washing their
Right? They will
hands
be
every
glad.
minute.
Yeah, they will be glad to do that. They will do that all the time. They won't have problems with that, right? And for the older ones, I mean, we have to set the example. That's what I will say. We have to set the example. Remember that they look at us, the adults. And if it is we are not doing it, we can't expect anything better of them. So let us be the example. So that's one, right? Now, before we get back out there, what I will say, some of the things that I will reiterate is to stay connected. So you also the little ad with Top Up with Burn Team Online. People feel free to WhatsApp us and we will send you all the steps, account information, and how it is you can be topped up online. So you don't have to line up in the grocery or the pharmacy or send credit me whole time to one person who just ignoring you. All you need to do is WhatsApp us, give you the steps, make a payment. If you see me on the road, say, hey, I need a phone card, and we will handle it right there and then. It's real simple, right? So it doesn't matter where you are and what time of day.
Well
You can
done.
be topped up, and if the money will go straight to your phone. Yeah?
Could I
So
get top up,
staying
please?
connected. But Mike, based on what you tell me today, right? We went sell out a business. Yes, we went sell out a business on the live. Yes. And in terms of having the
And
youth, we also
church open
have
back tomorrow?
church isn't reopened.
Oh.
It isn't. Yeah.
So 7 o'clock
So we also
tomorrow.
have yes, we also have what we call a youth soccer party on Fridays. We start our first youth soccer party yesterday, right? So we have 5 more Fridays. Now, if it is back, if people asking for next Friday,
How
we
it
can
does
add in
be?
next Friday, eh?
How it does
Well, you
be?
have to join to see how it is be. It is be
How you
fun,
mean,
it is
Kyla?
energetic. She asking how it is be.
You got to
Le-
come and be part of the thing. How
Leah,
you will
Leah,
know?
It is be
Leah say,
it's real vibes. Now,
all it
we
teacher
had
Leah say
Sidel
gifts will
was
be
on earlier.
accepted.
Sidel was a part of the
Nice.
youth. Yes, gifts will definitely be accepted, right? Candy Barber say
Candy
Mike
says
is
Mike is
probably
probably
postpaid.
postpaid.
Don't worry about Mike. Don't worry about Mike. We we I ain't going to bust his files tonight, right? Um, but Sidel was actually, I don't know if he's still online, and everybody and people in the morning to distress. This is also a part of us socializing is the online aerobics, right? Might get back, getting back in tune, in shape. Verena as well, for those of you
Trying
who
a
are out
thing,
of
yeah.
it. She trying, I think she feeling herself last week. She come out
How
hot
you mean?
first out there, right? Tomorrow. So anybody, want to de-stress, feel free to join us at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Yes,
Bring your
people.
broomstick tomorrow. Mike, you hear that? Bring your broomstick tomorrow.
Lord
I
Father.
love them broomstick sessions.
Yeah, the broomstick section
Yeah.
is nice. I
Yeah.
was to tell you, Chimika, I put on 2 abs.
Yeah,
Two?
2 hours.
Yeah, 2 abs again. Two. If you look at it,
We won't even,
you saw it.
we will not even go there. But for now, because we have to use the virtual platform, I will suggest that we really try our best to stay connected there. Those of you who have internet, those of you who have children, look for activities that you don't have to spend money. Use what you have. Utilize what you have in your home to be
Now is a
engaged.
good time
You
to
learn
practice
some crafts,
recycling and
teach them to
reusing.
cook. Teach them to cook so that they will, they
Exactly.
develop some independent living skills. Now is the time, have more time on their hands. So it's not all people, it's not all bad. Let us use this as
And
an
the kids actually,
opportunity.
the thing that I like about children, they're not perturbed
Mm-hmm.
by anything, you know.
Nope.
They will get
Nope.
up and come in that kitchen with you and start to stir, you know.
Yeah,
They will start to
yeah.
mix that flour and take out
They
sugar
might, they
and
might,
salt
they might
and do
put you
the
out the
thing.
kitchen. Put you out the kitchen also.
Yeah,
Yes,
my kids
yes.
just come. When they come, I feel like I'm going mad because it's everything they're pulling out on the counter. I have to,
Yeah.
reorganize them. But, they want to be involved. That's the thing with children,
And I
no matter
remember,
what age.
I remember we were saying during this period, and now the vacation is the best time
Yes.
for family and children and parents to bond more now, because
Bond
you
and
find
socialize.
children
Right.
used to be socializing. Children used to be going to school. When you leaving to go to work, them going to school after. When you come home in the evening, it's time for them to sleep. So now we should use the time to socialize, right, Shamika? So that things like
Yes.
that, we build it up now. Yeah.
Yes, and even before, now it have some parents home because they weren't working, so they had that opportunity to bond a little more. Now some parents, because they are stressed out, they may not have been paying much attention, eh? They may have been too stressed out to even have a discussion and to think about bonding. They are thinking about how to pay the bill,
Yeah.
right? So for some, yes, it is very nice to bond, right? So that's why we need to try to de-stress. Don't get too frustrated. Yes, we may be thinking, we may worry a bit, but we want to try to just think a bit more positively. And as I said, use this as a learning experience so that even when things pick back up, don't spend money wild and say, oh, well, things back to normal. And it just, they say, right, Carnival 2022, mother of all carnivals. And they say, yes, man. And as soon as they get a first
A
to
plain
play,
mass.
you're playing mass. So spend your money wisely.
Yep.
Set the example. That's what I would say for the adults, and they wondering, oh, how much I'll go in and sing, and what is it? You be the example,
Right.
right? I just want to reiterate, be the example.
Correct.
And do
Correct
not
is right.
put your stress on your children. So while it is you may be stressed out and all of that, please try your best not to transfer your stress onto your child or children or elderly
Or your
as
husband
well. 'Cause-
or wife.
Yeah.
Yes,
or your husband.
partner.
Or your husband. Yeah. your husband.
Right? So let's try. So we're going to go to a little quick break, come back, and we're going to just, wrap up, give some nice tips on how it is we are moving forward.
Nice. So you're listening to the effects of COVID-19 in the family, the blueprint, and you're listening to Shamika James, the host. And we just enjoying ourselves. When we come back, we play some music and we come back to close off a little bit. I think, right? Yes, so we are back. So Shamika James, are you in the house?
Yes, I am.
Well, you can't go nowhere. It's curfew just now.
Curfew starts at 9 p.m.
Yes,
Yes,
9 o'clock.
it starts at
We have a
9
little time
p.m.
to
It is
play.
now 6. We still have some time. Yes, we do. All right, so Kyla, what is something that you would tell people to do just to maybe keep active or stay connected? What will be your tip for the people to not stress out too much? A tip or a word of encouragement?
Well, to me, I'm a person like to sing, right? So I will listen music. I love to actually read books. So, yeah.
All right. So music, listening to music, reading books, and as she said, music sometimes that people go into a dancing mood. So dance as well.
Exactly.
Yes. Right. So Verena, so as we move forward, I mean now we are still in the pandemic and we are hoping that things open up a bit more. What will be your advice to parents, teachers, anyone, and what tip or word of encouragement you will give to our listeners
So
out there?
what I would say is keep it alive. Keep it alive. Don't get dull, don't get boring. There are lots of things that we could do. Go back to your childhood. Remember things that you used to do when you was young. Buy some marbles, play a little marble pitch, build a kite. I try. With the kite, I didn't make it. But build a little kite, do some origami. That is just taking pages from a book, and you can have
Yeah,
so
but
much fun with
Dolly
that.
House. Don't forget Dolly
Four
House.
fingers, dolly house. That also, and I have to give a little technology aspect. We have a lot of things coming up like Zoom games and stuff. You could have call a little Zoom session. All the family members are hop on Zoom. We playing charades tonight. We doing a boy girl animal play think game. Everybody coming together. It's still a form of socialization. We mightn't be physically together, but we together online. So have those things to entertain yourselves and socialize and take your mind off the fact that you can't go anywhere. So that is my advice. Keep it alive, and you could use technology or go back to the old time days.
Yes,
And
yes.
that's it.
Most definitely. Mike, what about you? What word of encouragement you have for our listeners out there? Or what tip you will give?
I would say do what you love best, because sometimes people tend to do things that they don't like and they don't enjoy it. So anything that you like, we know music is something that people love um, to listen to.
It's
Like for instance, myself,
universal. Yes.
right? So I would say do something that you like and involve your children also. Whatever your children like, you get involved with them too, because it's all about supporting. Yeah, it's all about reporting.
Yes, yes.
Let me read something quick. Teacher Leah said, for my relaxation and distressing, I so make charts, play gospel music, and sing along while the rain falling, watch TV, sleep, or just lay down, babysit. So I think Leah is saying she sings a lot, but only just before the rain start to fall.
That explains all these heavy
you're
rains.
adding in things, know. You're adding in things, Take your Leah, don't give you a virtual slap, eh?
But
So we have
she's
Miss
a teacher.
Olufemi. She's saying I had
She's
a
a teacher.
whole yes, and yeah, that is right. That's what I'm saying. So Miss Olufemi saying I had a whole one-man karaoke party the other night. It
What?
felt good. I knew the neighbors were hearing me, and so that was the audience. Yes.
Nice one, nice one,
So
nice one,
yes,
nice one.
yes, yes,
I
yes,
like that,
yes.
Olufemi. That is
Nice
be
one.
me. But
Shut
the
up.
only thing my
Yeah.
husband is be the audience.
Oh, God. So you can imagine see him
Yes.
clapping with his foot and thing.
Clapping.
His
You
foot
might say,
going.
here, we see this thing. Here, time to look that up.
He started to look
Right?
for work. We gotta jump quick.
Hey, Olia, before we go, let us acknowledge the man behind the scenes, the man who we not seeing, the man with the one teeth, Lion, doing a great job. We want to acknowledge him, and we want to tell him, just hurry up and take we off the live so we could go and rest.
No, we are wrapping. We don't worry, we are wrapping up. We are wrapping up. Right? So as I will say for the people out there, right, I want the adults to remember to one, set the example. I will reiterate that we can, once it is you have access to the internet, right, you do have access, you can do a lot of things there. You can hold, like Olufemi karaoke nights, you can do that virtually as well. Play games, have movie nights, anything you can basically do online now, right? So anything that you can do online, utilize the Zoom or Google Meet platform. So Miss Olufemi saying that was 2, 3 in the morning. But what is this?
I was coming to
Yes.
knock on she door.
Yes, I encourage everyone to, be involved in some sort of exercise, whether it's yoga, aerobic, Zumba. Get involved in something that there are plenty virtual classes going on. There are plenty free classes as well going on. So look out for the opportunities where you could do something, a little free class and de-stress. Don't worry about things that you have no control over. Remember, we have control over certain things. So don't try to take control over things that you don't have control over. And just stay connected. Yes, stay connected. Love yourself and speak positively each day, no matter how tough things may seem. And if it is you can lend assistance to someone, whether it's by giving some food items, by just giving a word of encouragement, or giving a listening ear, do that. So I hope to see you all tomorrow at 7 a.m. Bring your broomstick because we're going to get some action. Just join the session, you will see.
Full workout.
Right?
Yes.
Yes. So bring your broomstick. If it is you have a child, children, you could it's not too late to register them for the youth soca party, so that way they get to meet new people and socialize online. It's a whole different platform. When we say youth soca party, is a real party that's taking place. Yeah, it's no joke party. And don't forget that you can top up with Burn Team online. Yes, so
let me send some greetings. Let me send some greetings, Shika. We I want to send greetings to Jay Ricky. He's locked on in the UK right now, in London.
All right, nice.
And I want to say good night to my girl Charlene Wells. Charlene, how are you going? Lydia Gibbs. We have a couple of people. You just sending out hello to them. Rosalind Reed.
Yes.
Eden Thomas. Lydia Gibbs again. So good evening to everybody. All right, all those who locked on.
Yes,
we hope that you will be in.
Yes. So we thank each and every one of you all for locking on this evening. It was a pleasure. Thank you for sharing your experiences. Miss Leah, Olufemi, Waylon, Sidal, everybody who we see and who we are not seeing. Thank you for locking on. And of course, thank you to Mr. Sherland Coffee, who is keeping the feed up nice and running and having all them pretty nice ads and graphics and all them things.
He's sleeping or he up or he's sleeping?
He's very much alive. You see it there? Right. So this here is Lions at work at best. So we want to big him up. And, big up to all the young people, everyone that's, locked on. And we will see you again next week for Real Talk, what you're cooking, and everything that we have. We hope that you are locked on, tuned in, and you could always go and do a replay. So you all have a safe night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And we shall see you again. Good night.
Nice one. So you're listening to, or you were listening to Shamika James with the effects of COVID-19 in the family, the blueprint. So guys, catch me tonight. We're going to be doing Tony Braxton along with Billy Paul and Gregory Abbott at 8:30, all right? Nice one. Great show. Let's listen to the music. Whole night.
Abby here, and it's Burn Team England, baby. Let's go. Abby from England here, giving shout outs to my boy Lion and to my girl Chica J. Big up to the Burn Team family.
Hi, this is Sonali.
And this is Lee.
And you're watching Burn Team.
Hey, it's your girl Kyla, and you're watching Real Talk Live.
You can hear just saying hi. You're watching Real Talk Live.
This is Candy Barbara, and you're watching Real Talk Extra.
This is Shamil here. Sending out love to Burn Team, and you are watching Real Talk Live.
Hi everyone, my name is Kahea, and you're watching Real Talk Live.
Hey, this is Abby from England, and you're watching Real Talk.